Hey everybody, it's Del K. Brereton. This is The Real Spiel. I need to say something about this whole conversation about relationships. I hate talking about relationships, really. I really hate it because I'm definitely not a relationship expert. I've jacked too many up in my life to call myself an expert. You know, if a dude can't make eggs, he can't call himself an egg chef. You know what I'm saying? But this is something I do know, and I'd like to put it out there. And I know a lot of ladies, you're not going to like this conversation, but this is really for the men. And for those who can co-sign. For those who don't see it that way, I understand. I ain't trying to force you. But I really don't believe in putting in effort. I don't know if I can post this now. Putting in effort, what does that mean? It means that individuals who you meet from the initial phases and stages of meeting them, their approach to being interested in you is requesting you to put in what they refer to as effort. And to me, that's like the antithesis of actually being interested in someone. Because interest should not come, so effort should not come before interest. I'll put it that way. Effort should not come before interest. I've never been in a relationship with any woman whom I had to actually go out there, fight, and earn her interest. And any gentleman or guy doing that, I'm going to put to you that that person doesn't really like you. They're not really interested in you if you are attempting to earn interest. How do you earn interest? Yes, there are individuals that people say, well, he grew on me. After a while, he grew on me. And some people might be satisfied with being in a relationship with a person that initially was not interested in you, and then because of all the things you did for them, all of the hoops that you jumped through, all of the, I guess, accolades that are attached to you, they said, now I have become interested in you after the fact. You might be interested in that. I am not. I am not interested in earning interest. I'm not interested in that. Men don't do that. Men see a woman, they're interested, right? They're interested, period. They're interested. And ladies, I can reverse it. Any man that has to grow into you, what is he there for? Is he there for you, or is he there for the proverbial what you bring to the table? And I guess there's two ways to dissect things. Some people evaluate people on what they bring to the table. That makes them attractive to them. I do not want to be attractive to anyone based on a quantifiable of what I bring to the table. And let me tell you why. Because everything that I allegedly bring to the table, I could lose. I could lose the finances. I could even lose my intelligence. I could get dementia. I can lose just about everything that you sit there and talk about as a checkbox, except for my spirituality, which some people could still lose, but I can lose just about everything. And so what happens when my life turns in a different direction? Will you still look at me and have interest? Will you still say, you know what, no matter what, I'm gonna take care of him. No matter what, I'm gonna be there for him? Or will you say, he can't do what he used to be able to do for me, and he's not the man he used to be, so I think it's time for me to move on to somebody else. And for a woman, like, why would you want a man who thinks like that? When we met, she was so beautiful. She had a charismatic personality. I thought that, her education and her aspirations were doing, but now I realize that essentially, that's a person that doesn't really have a true interest in you. They were formulating your union based on a futuristic plan on what they saw you doing and what they saw them doing, and they saw that intersecting. And this is why so many people are riding fast towards divorces and separations, why so many people are simply relationship unhappy, because you have gotten together with a person who you've never been interested in. You've never been interested in that person, but somehow you've put some equation together and figured out that, yeah, you know, you know what, we have similar interests and we have a similar backstory, and all these things are wonderful for friendship, wonderful for maybe even people going into business. But when you go into a love affair, I simply want to be loved for the bone of my bone and flesh of my flesh, period. And let's think about, as I just mentioned, and this is why I'm using this concept, right? If you look at this Adamic story of a man falling in love with a woman, yes, she's the only one out there, but he didn't have a lot of choices. But the thing that he fell in love with wasn't character. It wasn't what she brought to the table. He fell in love with the very absolute nature of her. And this to me, it's one of the terrible things I'm going to say that women don't like. This is to me why men love differently and stronger than women, because we love the being, and women essentially, they're not necessarily always in love with the being. They're in love with what makes up the being. And you know, men will simply look at you and say, I love square jaw women. I love women with hips that are shaped like that. I love women with that kind of texture of hair, that woman with that kind of complexion. I love women whose eyes look like that. And they will have anatomical aspects, and women hate to be objectified in this way, and it's unfortunate, because that is what actually most men do in their mind, is they quantify objectively by anthropomorphic situations, and they look at you and something in their masculinity resonates with something in your femininity, and they say, that's the one, I like that one. And it's wonderful if you could bring character to the table on top of that, but unfortunately this is not a character game, at first especially. So I just like to let y'all know that. And some of us we didn't win the physical specimen lottery, and so therefore we got to put other things together in order to get people in our life that we aspire to have, and that's fine. But we know those guys know what they're doing. They know they're purchasing love. They know they are building towards making up for their infirmities and their deficiencies in other ways. They know that. They absolutely know that. They know they're playing that game. That's fine. I'm not playing that game. I don't want to play that game. I'm not interested in that game. You know, and I'm very fortunate that, you know, people come into my life, and when they're down for me, they're down for me. And I don't take those things for granted. And I also know that people can come into your life and try to draw you away from individuals who have established, hey, I'm down for you, current condition, high or low, broke or rich, good or bad, I'm down for you. That, my friends, is a premium. That's the kind of woman that you can basically exhale with and say, yeah, this is what I needed in my life. And so men who have that, listen, don't get distracted, because there's many a butterfly that will take your attention off of mama's home cooking. Okay? There's only one bat cave, baby. Make sure you have your bat girl on the back end, and don't play with that situation. Don't mess with it, and make sure they know, hey, bat girl, you ain't going no place. So I just wanted to put that out there. I got some content coming out for you today. We're talking about Brick. I was on the Chad Elliott show yesterday. Chad, man, thank you very much. What a great platform. Check him out, the Chad Elliott Experience on Instagram. We talked about the Brick Country. It's what I'm going to talk about. I'm going to piggyback into that and talk about why Black America needs to be concerned or not concerned about other countries not requiring or being interested in using the US dollar as their trading currency, and why that and how that should affect Black America, what the Black American experience and the Black Western experience should say and think about that. It's coming up later today. Hope to hear from you later. If you didn't like this content, I apologize. No, I don't. But I'm afraid of you ninjas anyway. But I just think I like to come out here every now and then and say things that are really on my chest. I'm not for everybody, and I appreciate that. And take it as you know, take it with a grain of salt. If it's not for you, it's not for you. But I just want to be out here and let you know, nobody out here is working for your interests. If you're not interested, kick rocks. Period. And that's what you should tell them, male or female. If you're not interested from the jump, kick rocks. Because this is what God made. God and my mama and my daddy made this. And if you're not interested in it, kick rocks. Talk to you soon.